If you've spent countless hours trying to figure out which Garmin watch to pick up, hopefully this video will make things a little bit easier because the differences are more simple than you might think. Links to these two products will be down below if you guys want to check them out in more detail. Go ahead and click on it and see for yourself. So let me go ahead and start out by talking about the thing that really matters most to a lot of people: the displays of the two watches, because after all, that's what you're going to be looking at the most. It's no surprise, the Garmin Epix is basically a prettier version of the Fenix 7 lineup. The watch is 47mm on the Epix and it has an AMOLED display, so it's similar to the Galaxy Watch or Apple Watch. There are 65,000 colors that the Garmin Epix can show on screen, and there's more pixels, so that means not only a brighter display but a more sharper display and a more colorful display. And if we compare the maps, oh boy, does the Epix completely destroy the Fenix 7 when it comes to, well, everything. The text on screen, the colors, the brightness, everything. AMOLED displays are also known for one thing: completely destroying your battery life. So does that also apply to the Epix? When you have it in always on mode, you can expect 6 days of battery life. When you turn off the always on mode and only use the watch in gesture mode, that battery life increases to an insane 16 days on a single charge. Now we're talking. The display on the Fenix 7, on the other hand, is always on. In fact, you can't even turn it off without turning off the watch. Instead of AMOLED, it uses a memory in-pixel display. Remember how I said the Epix can show 65,000 colors? Well, the Fenix can show 65. Not 65,000, not 6,500, just 65. Now I guess the upside to that is that the Fenix 7 display does look more natural. It doesn't really scream in your face. You're not going to be walking around like a kid from Spy Kids movie. You're just going to be walking around like a guy that has a normal watch on. So it's the more natural looking smartwatch, if that's kind of what you're going for. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying today's video, definitely click that like button down below. It's free to you, but it helps me and this channel out immensely. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. When sitting in a dark lighting scenario, it is kinda tough to see the Fenix 7 display over the Epix until you tap on the screen to activate the backlight, or you can also use the gesture mode on the Fenix 7 as well to activate that backlight. Meanwhile, outside, especially when it's sunny, the Fenix 7 gets crazy bright. In fact, in many instances, I can actually see the Fenix display better than the AMOLED display on the Epix. Another benefit to the Fenix 7 display is battery life. Since memory in-pixel displays aren't really battery hungry, you're gonna get insane battery life out of the Fenix 7 over the Epix. Now, if you guys have noticed, I have the smaller 42mm variant Fenix 7S. So to make this comparison fair, I'm gonna show you guys the battery specs of the larger but similar 47mm Fenix 7. So as a refresher, the 47mm Epix in its always on state lasts 7 days. Well, the Fenix 7 47mm in its always on state lasts 18 days. That's even better than the Epix in gesture mode. And those battery stats, guys, are spot on. If the watch says 11 days, you're gonna get 11 days. If the watch says 5 days, you're gonna get 5 days. It's a really good estimate, and it's always been accurate for me. Deciding between these two watches kind of mainly goes with the display. It depends which display you like, but the differences don't exactly stop there. A downside to the Epix is that it only comes in 3 SKUs, or models. You have the Epix stainless steel, which is slightly less expensive, but you also get the white titanium and black titanium versions, and both of those come with a sapphire display, which obviously makes the watch a little bit more expensive. But all 3 of those come in one size, 47mm. Meanwhile, with the Fenix 7, you get so much more options. You get 42mm for the 7S, which is what I have. You also get the 47mm with the 7 and a massive 51mm for the 7X. But it doesn't stop there. You also have the option for solar charging on all 3 sizes. That's also another big benefit to the Fenix lineup. You have solar, so you have the ability to increase your battery length by using the power of the sun. My 42mm 7S will last 11 days without the sun. With the sun, 3 hours outside at 50,000 lux conditions, that figure goes up to 14 days. That's not bad at all for just going outside. The Fenix 7 47mm predicts 18 days without the sun, not bad, but 22 days with the sun. Now that's insane. But it doesn't stop there. The big boy, right? The Fenix 7X without the sun will last 28 days. But with the sun, you're gonna get up to 37 days. That's over a month. That is mind-blowing. So as you guys see, memory in pixel displays, even though they're not the prettiest to look at, oh boy, do they give you the best battery life. So what about the health sensors? Is one better or newer than the other? No, they're actually the exact same. But here is where the downside to the Epix comes in. Since it only comes in one size, 47 millimeters, it might be a little too big for your wrist depending on your wrist size. Remember, this goes with any company, not just Garmin. It also goes with the Apple Watch, the Galaxy Watch, and other sport brands out there. If the watch is too big for your wrist, it's going to be bouncing around as you're running and as you're doing sport activities. The more a watch bounces around your wrist or moves around your wrist, the less accurate the heart rate sensor will be. So it's very important not to pick the watch that looks very nice and pretty on you, but to pick the watch that actually will do its job properly. Or if you're going to be using a heart rate strap, a chest strap, I should say, then it doesn't really matter. But let's be honest, you're not going to be using a chest-based heart rate monitor everywhere you go. One oddball feature is that the largest Fenix 7X has a built-in flashlight. It's actually pretty darn bright. It's about as bright as your phone's flashlight, so if you guys have ever used that in the dark, well, now you know what the Fenix 7X will offer. So which one do I recommend? Honestly, I love them both. They're both super accurate when it comes to sensors, when it comes to SpO2 sensor, heart rate sensor, the stress sensor, the stress algorithm, the sleeping algorithm. For me, they are spot on. So for me, I love them both, but that's not the answer you guys want to hear, so I'm going to keep it simple. If you guys want a better display, a sharper display, a brighter display, and a display that's more detailed, especially when you're using maps, get the Epix. If you guys want a more natural looking display and battery life that can go over a month and even unlimited on certain models of Garmin, such as the Instinct 2, which I'll be reviewing soon, if you guys want that, well, go for the Fenix lineup. You're not going to be disappointed. You know, I have the Fenix right here. I love it. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad looking display. It's just not as punchy as AMOLED displays. In terms of sport profiles, you're getting the exact same. So whether you go for the Epix over the Fenix or the Fenix over the Epix, you're not going to be losing out on any sport profiles. They are identical, so no problems there. So what do you guys think? Which watch are you more likely to pick up? Which watch do you currently have? I'm new into the world of sport watches, so I'm always kind of interested to hear what other people have, how they like it. And if you guys want to recommend me a watch to review, definitely drop me a comment down below of that brand name, and I'll go ahead and check it out. And again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, smack that like button. It helps me out a lot. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. As always, thank you guys for watching. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.